Ritual to Exu Meia Noite. He is the Exu of midnight and has a place in every lesser kingdom to the time of midnight to 3:33 a.m. He is the patron of black magic and breaker of curses. He can afford money, severe karmic justice, healing, psychism, and protection. He also commands other Exu that can be used for women, children, love, marriage, and a rather aggressive Exu that can cause insanity in a target within 24 hours. He has the correspondences like Saturn, and as a crossroad-type doorkeeper, as midnight is a cross day-to-night liminal threshold in between time and place, the witching hour, as we say in witchcraft, a place and time in between worlds where magic can happen and entities can interface more readily. Earlier that day, I had seen a large black raven land on the trees behind my patio, heavily weighing down the branches, and I felt a chill and a vague notion that this could be an emissary of Exu Meia Noite. We were thinking of doing the ritual adjacent to a cemetery, but it backed onto people's houses, and the other one is public on the roads in our city, so we will have to find an outlying, more secluded area. It is okay if we leave the offering at the cemetery gate after to fully manifest the working if done in the privacy of your own place. We decided to do it on my apartment balcony as it is pretty private and had a good view of the Capricorn supermoon, ruled by Saturn, good for black magic and bindings. We were told by our yaya of the American house Munanzo to work with either Osane or Exu Meia Noite next, so we considered the timing excellent. As well, the moon was on a Saturday, the day of Saturn. We followed the introductory or lesser ritual of Exu Meia Noite in the book Exu Meia Noite by Carlos Antonio de Bourbon Galdiano, Montenegro, for invocation. We dressed in black and red for the occasion, and Kevin cooked the cornmeal balls, 9 in number, from a recipe he found online, and he cooked the steak offering in olive oil. Jessica had brought a black candle and a fifth of whiskey over, as well as some chalk for the drawing of the hexagrammic Holy Kimbanda cross in a circle. Kevin drew the sigil associated with this Exu on a paper plate that the offerings went on and then were drizzled with honey. We had carved the sigils of the Kimbandic trinity of Exu Meirel, Exu Rei, and Maria Padilla Reina on a red, white, and black candle that was being charged on an altar for a few days. At midnight, we went outside and did the chalk drawing, placing tea lights 6 in number on the hexagrammic points, with the offerings in the middle, along with the 3 candles in the east and the black candle in the middle. Kevin did the Kimbanda cross with us following, then blessed the items with spraying rum over them and the unlit candles with his mouth, and blowing the cigar smoke over the offerings and items 3 times. He then did the invocation to Exu Meia Noite. We in turn asked for what we desired of Exu Meia Noite, followed by the blowing of tobacco smoke and the opened whiskey by each of us. Kevin asked for money, healing, and protection. Jessica asked for divine personal justice, and I asked for psychism, grand justice, protection from black magic, so that none would work on myself, my family, my loved ones, and friends, and I asked for healing on all levels. I saw a human form of him, black hat, suit, tie, with a white shirt, skin waxy and pale, standing on the tree boughs. I also saw Exu De's matas of the trees or a dryad in the bushes. Well, it was midsummer night evening. As well, we saw the random skull face, and we all saw numerous spirit orbs. I looked up at the moon and had the sensation of it entering my third eye and temporarily blinding me with almost painful whiteout that coolly traveled to the base in the back of my skull. The moon was full and bright, and several tomcats prowled about, interested in our activities, but no humans were around or disturbed us. It was very, very quiet for our small city. The candles crackled and popped with spirit presence. We meditated as per Yaya's advice on the things we wanted and how we saw our lives improving. Jessica felt the memory she wanted gone being pulled away from her body. We all felt his presence as being a smooth operator. Velvety, cool, calm, gentle, slick, and masculine, elusive yet pervading the area. Kevin heard almost an auditory hallucination of the song, Smooth Operator. As I meditated, I heard a voice say, "So, you want to go around cursing people?" I said mentally, no, I want to punish bad people. I walk a very justice-oriented path. He was satisfied with this and said, you want big justice, not little justice. I also saw a squat jam jar with what looked like a black lid. The jar was a bright red, almost clear color as if lit from within. But then the black part moved and I saw the legs of a large spider covering the side of the jar. Snakes and spiders are associated with Exu Meia Noite of the forest, Des Matas, and of the cemetery, Kalunga, which represents 2/3 of our kingdoms. Jessica said she had a vision of snakes, which I also had at the very beginning of our setup ritual. Regarding the jar, I later found a picture of Meia Noite with what looked like little red cork jars at his feet. That night I had many dreams about several Exu, none fully remembered and all pleasant. I dreamt of an Exu and a fairly large offering that he wanted for my big request for working. Kevin also dreamt of Goetia spirit sigils, Exus, and Pombagiras. Jessica had a psychic dream that held a warning for a friend who affirmed what she saw. I had a cold the previous night, and then in the morning I woke up fine. Our bodies all felt physically better, like there were toxins removed. The raven made an appearance the next day and pecked at the cornballs, the steak, and sniffed the whiskey. The offerings were, as supposed to, sit for at least 12 hours in place, and then they were deposited at the cemetery gate.